What is going on YouTube? Chrono here and welcome back to another PSO2 video. So today we're doing our usual post-maintenance, I don't know what to even call it, review, patch note read, whatever you want to call it, on January 18th, 2023. Let you guys know what to expect when you guys log in after you've completed that maintenance update. But before we jump into that, guys, if you're new to the channel, my name is Chrono. I primarily cover PSO2 content. Would much appreciate a subscribers work our way towards that 10K mark, hopefully by the end of this year. We crushed the 8K mark. I mentioned it in a previous video. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. Let's see if we can push towards that 10K mark, hopefully in the next few months. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. So there's not a lot to cover in today's video. There's like one interesting little nugget of information that is mostly just kind of like something we're assuming is the case, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Let's go over our usual update details. Oh, and in case you are new to these videos, we always grab information directly from the NGS website. So in case you don't want to wait on us to make videos about this, you can always come over here and get information on your own. Usually this information is available before the servers even go live. So a lot of times, if I wake up early enough, these videos will go live either right when the servers go live or maybe slightly beforehand. So first thing we're looking at is the update details article. Sometimes there are patch notes here. Today, there are none because not a lot going on. We also usually have the update videos. These are like kind of previews of what's going on. This will change to update number 2 probably next week. So look forward to that. But what we've got here is not a whole lot. We have a new SG scratch, refined form 10. This kind of goes along lines with the new mission pass, which we're gonna get to that too, is actually not terrible. We got a couple of outfits. Notable things here are cast parts returning, which is super cool. Some okay-ish outfits, and then a dash jet boost. I will warn my cast enthusiasts out there, it's super cool this jet boost is here because they usually use the parts that are on your cast when you're looking at these jet boosts. However, a lot of times these things do show up in mission passes later on, so don't feel like you absolutely have to chase this one specifically. If you want an early one, go for it. It's SG. I personally think there are better uses of SG, but to each is their own. Not a bad idea in case you want to hold off. Definitely could be more beneficial to you getting a color variant version of this in the future. We also have the mission pass season 16. Actually, pretty solid mission pass, and we're going to talk about why it's a pretty good mission pass here in just a second. So I'll see you guys over in game. So here we are taking a look at the season 16 mission pass. In case you were unaware, you can always take a look at the previous season and grab your rewards in case you might have missed them. But the current season rewards you can see here have a few things that are pretty nice. As always, grab your Stereo Note D. They're usually the hardest to get a hold of, so in case you'd like to stack them up or sell them, always get them out of your mission pass. But if we pop over to the second page, we start to see something really interesting. Maybe it's the third page. I lied. It's the third page. So the third page, we have Freed Soul here. So this soul is historically been one of the most expensive souls since we got into the Stia region. It is the melee soul. It is the one soul that is a part of a drop that is not from an urgent quest, meaning it's not readily available easily. All the rest of these souls are available via urgent quests as guaranteed drops, so it makes them very, very inexpensive. However, Freed Soul 4 has not been a part of that. Now, they're giving us 10 free, so any of my melee users out there can get a hold of these Freed Souls. Super awesome. You've got 10 here, but it's not just these 10. You've got 10 here, you've got 10 here, and you've got 10 here. So with the added, tiers here, they've actually added in these extra souls, which is awesome because in the previous season, we had a Roddy Soul, which didn't matter to anyone, honestly. Realistically, you didn't need to use a Roddy Soul at all. Pop over here really quick. Yeah, so we had a Roddy Soul, and Vardy Soul, which was just worse. You didn't really want to augment these, I guess, if someone was really augmenting for everything, but we've had that conversation tons of times on the channel, so we're not going to go back there again. However, in case you want to make some money, you can always sell these Freed Souls. It's going to take some time for you to get them over to them because the first ones are at tier 29 and the rest of them are at tier 39 and 35 respectively. But in case you're someone who is setting up, let's say you're, working your way through setting up your really, really good gear, maybe you've been using Dust Soul because that's what's been affordable for melee this entire time. Now you can get a hold of Freed Soul for much cheaper. Also, people might be selling the soul itself, so you might be able to stock up for future gear upgrades in case you're not, thinking that they're going to come out with the next tier of soul. So I'm going to keep in mind, it's something that I'm going to recommend for a future video we're going to talk about, but may be worth for you guys to stack up for the future as well. We don't know how that's gonna play a part in its cost, but while it's available, go ahead and grab them. After that, we're gonna do our usual teardown of the mission pass as Having auto sell for 1 hour once, as well as a single personal shop use 3 days, is not nearly enough. We definitely need to see more for free-to-play players. They deserve better. And I would like to see something like maybe this available to be purchased in, let's say, the SG shop. I say a fair price would be like 50 SG, even 100 SG would be perfectly fine to be able to have access to this. That way people can sell more things in the shop and honestly balance out the prices a bit more for a lot of players. It doesn't just hurt free-to-play, it hurts pay to play as well, because we want the stuff they want to sell to bring the prices down to make it so we can make some more money. Anyway, that's all I've got for the mission pass. I will see you guys back over on the NGS official site. So moving on, we have Premium PSO2 Day. Premium PSO2 Day usually lasts starting from the 21st going through to the 23rd. So it will start at the evening time on the 21st, I think 7 p.m. EST, roll all the way through the 22nd, which is actually Premium PSO2 Day, and end on the 23rd in the morning. You can see they actually show in my time zone right here, starting on the 21st, 7 p.m., ending on the 23rd, 7 a.m., giving you guys ample amount of time to farm the entire day, completely uninterrupted. Super, super awesome. For our free-to-play friends, you don't get access to, the extra star gems or the pass or the extra bonuses. However, everyone else is going to be farming, so you do have access to getting into farm groups a little bit easier because they're not going to be worried if you're premium or not. They're just going to have people in them. So just keep an eye out in case you want to go ahead and do a bit of farming. You still can, take advantage of this, awesome day. Moving right along, we're on to my most interesting point of this update. We have the event scheduler. I always recommend taking a look at the event scheduler, or the event schedule, just so you guys can see, what's starting, what might be ending. For example, we have, where is it? Is it still up? Yeah, the Arcs Cash Super Sale is still going on, but it is on its last leg. It'll be ending next month. So keep in mind, if you haven't purchased your Arcs, your AC, your Arcs Cash from the individual shops it's available on, that being the Microsoft Store, the Epic Game Store, code Catastrophe at checkout. We did update that code to being a bit shorter, but code Catastrophe at checkout does help me out, as well as you can purchase it off of Steam. And oh yeah, also the PlayStation Store. Just keep in mind, if you buy it on the PlayStation Store, you have to use it while you're logged in on the PlayStation or on your PlayStation 4. So it is AC that is kept separately. Just keep that in mind. You can save it, but you have to be logging back in on that PS4. So if you're borrowing a friend's just to do this process, make sure you spend it before you give it back. But that's not why we're here. That's not what's most interesting about this. This campaign that's popped up right here, prepare for the final battle. I don't see any information about this campaign anywhere. I went back, I looked around. Honestly, I just thought about one other place to look. So I'm going to do my due diligence and double check that really quick. Okay, I wanted to do my due diligence and double check. It is also not anywhere in the headline from previous in any part of our operations report. So it's not there anywhere. Don't know what it's going to be. Don't know what's going on. I don't see it in game. So if you guys happen to find anything, feel free to let me know, whether that be via Discord or via comments below. I'll be checking into it as much as possible. But the interesting about that is when it ends. It ends on the 1st, meaning that there's likely a chance that the final battle is on the 1st. And if that's the case, then that's when we'll be getting our Colossal Boss Suppression Urgent Quest. So if that's the case, that's super awesome. It might be a situation where they just messed up and this is supposed to be a week later, and that's why we don't have any information about it, meaning that this would start up a week later, which would put it more in a planned spot that I would assume, but beggars can't be choosers. We don't know just yet. So might be interesting to have to see, or might be interesting to see just in general, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, toss a like. It does help out a ton. If you want to keep up with more, subscribe to the channel. It does help me out a bunch. And yeah, it makes big number go bigger. Apparently my stomach is starting to make noise, so I'm gonna go take care of that and yeah, working on the rest of my day. You guys take care. Peace out.